Maybe you're better off not having the surgery, but taking the painkiller.
Hey, do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government? Can you tell me about the Constitution? Hey, learn about the USA. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for keeping people free. The USA was just starting out a whole brand new country, and so our people spelled it out, the things that we should be. And they put those principles down on paper and called it the Constitution. And it's been helping us run our country ever since then. The first part of the Constitution is called the Preamble and tells what those founding fathers set out to do. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Apparently the Schoolhouse Rock never made its way over to Kenya. No, we never listened to that in the Madras in Kenya. Nope. I just wanted to educate Mr. Barack Obama in the event that he didn't understand how the government works. I mean, come on.
Maybe you're better off not having the surgery, but taking the painkiller.
Does that include the lobotomy? Whoa, I'm Christopher Story, your host for Great Adventures in the Last Frontier. You're listening to what my mom calls the greatest show on earth. In addition to my mom calling Alaska Matters the greatest show on earth, Brian Williams also has been known to call Alaska Matters Radio the greatest radio program ever to have been devised. In fact, he saw it floating face down one day in New Orleans. Oh, David Webb is your engineer and producer back up at the mothership of KPEN FM 102. I hope you'll join us for the entire hour. Great program. I hope to move you to tears at some point. I hope to move you to laughter. I hope to move you to outrage and move you out of your chair and into the streets, and perhaps you and I together can take back our country, starting by taking back our communities, starting by taking back our minds. Right off the top, I'm going to tell you, I do intend to help you wash your brain today. Have a special Valentine offering for you as well. This is, of course, Valentine's weekend. Gentlemen, Saturday the 14th. Do not put it off. Also, we've got a couple of birthdays we want to celebrate today. And my keen analysis on Brian Williams and that whole event. You're probably sick of it. I am as well. But I think it's worth noting, I think, to quote Rahm Emanuel, Mayor of Chicago, former chief of staff of President Barack Hussein Obama, Rahm Emanuel said, never let a crisis go to waste. Never, in other words, he went on to explain, never let an opportunity go by when you thought you couldn't do something that now suddenly you can as a result of a crisis. Brian Williams is in crises, and it's not funny. Well, it kind of is. No, it's not. That's Schadenfreude, as we know from On Top of the World Radio. That means in German, that means to enjoy the suffering of others. I dare not participate in Schadenfreude, or else I'd feel bad later. But we do intend to laugh just a wee bit here on the program because we've got some research, some Brian Williams research. Apparently, this is not the first gaffe, the first opportunity that Brian's had to tell the truth and decided to tell anything but the truth, or a stretched version of it. But why does it matter? What's the point? Why are we still? Why are you still? Why am I still talking about it? Why are we? I'll tell you. I grew up watching Tom Brokaw. I don't remember who was on ahead of Tom Brokaw on the nightly news, but that's who I grew up watching. Of course, every now and then we'd put on the Canadian Peter Jennings, and every other now and then we'd put on the dour man himself, Dan Rather Not. Of course, he fell from grace here a few years ago, you'll recall, over George W. Bush Actually, it wasn't over him. It was over his lying about George W. Bush. Nevertheless, back to on point, what does it matter if Brian Williams tells the truth or not? If he stretches the truth or not? What's the matter with that? I mean, our politicians lie every day, right? If you like your policy, you can keep your policy, right? Remember that? Of course you do. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Well, okay, I did. I was just lying to you. And I actually blew up an aspirin factory in Sudan just to further the lie. So all of that doesn't matter because we expect politicians to lie. Disappointment is found in the gap between expectation and reality. I expect my news anchor to tell me the truth. You do as well. Now, not opinion, talking head opinion. They play the role. Even Bill O'Reilly, even Sean Hannity, people on the right, or that guy Rachel Maddow on the left, whomever it is that you watch, Chris Hardball, what's his name? Chris Matthews on Hardball. They're opinion makers. They don't even hide it. They're not newsmen. They're opinion makers. Well, we think in terms of Brian Williams and other newsmen telling the truth. And when they don't, that's disappointing because there's a gap between what we expected and the reality of the situation. Brian Williams is a marvelous storyteller. He really is. He's a great storyteller, and he's like, you know that person, right? I mean, you know that person that you went and you did something together. Something happened to you together, and then you hear it retold through them, through their eyes and their mind, and you're like, wait, that's not what? I don't remember saying that. I don't remember grabbing the bullet with my bare hand and stopping the assault. I mean, anyway, Brian Williams is a great storyteller. You no doubt have those kinds of storytellers in your life that you know, but it just so happens they're not on national television on one of the big three networks telling you, quote, the truth every night at 5 o'clock. Well, Conan O'Brien has done some research, and I applaud him for it. Now, normally known as a comedian, Conan O'Brien has, though, a pretty big research team. And they, for whatever reason, were able to find what other news networks were not able to find. And there have been apparent stretching of the truth, tall tales told by Brian Williams right under your very nose.
But then, 5 years ago today, a plane landed in the Hudson River here in New York City. And Captain Brian Williams was hailed as a hero for his perfect emergency landing. We have witnessed a test of human skill and endurance really unlike any other. Brian Williams completed what's been roundly described as the most difficult free climb in the world. The great American novelist Brian Williams gave us a great American book, To Kill a Mockingbird, and then he disappeared. Charlie Sifford has died. He was often called the Brian Williams of golf. He was the first black player on the PGA Tour.
And there you have it. Thank you, Conan O'Brien. Appreciate you bringing us the news that we need to know about. Hey, I'm Christopher Story. When we come back, I'm going to invite you to join me to win. I want you to win. Join me for an opportunity to win a free coffee card from Blackwater Bend Espresso during our Alaskan Mindbender. Plus, we're going to talk about a gentleman named R.U. Darby. R.U. Darby, and why he quit 3 feet from gold and why you never should. I'm Chris Story. More to come here on Alaska Matters Radio.